tub inspectors.
I feel like this is the reason why people, as like some of our liberties get taken away by like TSA and you know, how they can just arrest people without trial now and just never try them or kill Americans. You know, they've signed all these bills to like to allow them to kill Americans without trial, without having to try to arrest them first.
Yeah,
just kill them, which is like everyone just assumes like, oh, people in charge, they'll do it, right?
Right.
Like the tub inspector. Like, I'm sure he's got it under control. Whatever you got to do, he's doing.
Yeah, he's inspecting the tub. Now, what do I know about tubs?
You just take it all for granted, like, oh, the people in charge will take care of it. But they won't. They're just thieves. They're just regular thieves and people.
Any of us could dress up like a tub inspector.
Yeah, any of us. That's what TSA is. They're just tub inspectors. They're just like, yeah, I'm just going to fucking search through your shit for no reason at all.
Here's my thing. I hear you talk about
a tub inspector.
I hear you talk about TSA a bunch, and I don't know. I'm so, like, when it comes to flying and shit like that, like, I'm just going to go through whatever the protocol. You fly a lot. I see how you can see the patterns and see what's necessary.
I definitely know. It's, like, easier just to go through, but it's like, you shouldn't have to. They're searching you when you haven't done anything wrong. We have this rule in America where unless they have a reason to suspect you, they can't search you.
Yeah. Well, you know.
And then they'll just search for everything. And then they do it in bus stops, too. They're doing it in bus and train terminals.
Look at that plane come through the clouds.
Yeah, I saw it go in there.
I love that.
I would like them more if they've ever stopped a terrorist. But they've never stopped a terrorist. They've never caught anyone.
Oh, did they catch that guy with the bomb in his underwear?
No. They caught him when he tried to set it off on a plane.
Oh, they got him.
People on the plane stopped him.
Really?
Yeah, they didn't catch him. He got right through. They got lucky.
Wow.
No, he didn't catch. They've never caught anyone trying or even doing anything. They've never caught anybody.
I do, like, you know, when they have that machine that looks at you naked. When I'm in line for that, I try to pop a boner.
Oh, nice.
So they could see my boner.
Yeah, and they said, like, well, you know, nobody's inspecting it. But then they've shown people, like, looking at naked pictures on the off-site place and just laughing at them. You're just like, look at that guy's body.
You would.
I know, I would too. That's why we shouldn't have that power.
You're right.
I don't want somebody laughing at my mom's body.
They're too irresponsible.
Yeah. There's no reason for them to fucking respect this, and they'll never get fired because they fucking look out for themselves.
How do you get that job?
If you're got off the military and you can't find a job, you can get a job that way.
Okay.
It's pretty much a charity job. They don't need it done. They don't actually accomplish anything or do anything. But it's a way to give 65,000 people a job.
Have you ever talked to one of these people? Like, you got to get one of these guys on your podcast.
I'm trying to get one on a podcast. I ask them a lot, but it's tough when they're there. They say they're not allowed to do any interviews at all. Which is like, why are you not allowed to do any interviews about your job? Why is that? Anyway, whatever. It's a whole separate thing. I really hate them. I see through what they're doing.
And they see through what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. I've talked to them. Sometimes I talk to them calmly. I'm like, you shouldn't be doing this job. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, you shouldn't do this. You should find another way.
That kind of dialogue with them?
Like, you should find another. I talked to this one guy. He was searching my stuff. They pat me down for like a extra pat down, like you've been randomly selected. I was like, okay. And so one of them was like, where are you headed today? I'm like, why do you have to know that? Why are you asking me questions about my personal life? Who are you? And he goes, oh, you don't want to tell me? I'm like, no, I just don't see any reason why I have to. Do I have to explain this to you? And he goes, can I see your ticket? I'm like, why? I showed it to the person before I got in line.
Oh, my God.
I can't be in here without... So what are you looking? What are you registering on me? They have these people where they shows why and where they went to all their jobs. Like, this guy's like, personal reasons. They have, like, files on people.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, why? Why? It doesn't really matter because, like, who cares where I'm going? But you shouldn't be allowed to... Anyway... So I told this guy, like, you shouldn't do this. I mean, you're really just, like, abusing Americans. And he goes, well, you know, I was serving in the military for 8 years. I'm like, oh, cool. Well, then you know about pointless wars. I'm like, that's what you're doing here. He's like, no, we're ensuring your safety. And I told him, like, you know, you've never caught a terrorist.
So and he's like, what do you hate about it? Like, what is really the... I'm not saying you're wrong either. I'm just trying to...
I see everybody raising their hands and having to bow down. It looks like the fucking Holocaust checkpoints. It looks like the checkpoints in Israel when the Palestinians have to go through. Yeah. It looks like the same thing. They show your papers. Let me see. And people's main... they're like, if you don't like it, don't fly. But I'm like, that's what they told Rosa Parks on the bus. It's such shitty reasoning. If you don't like it, don't have any problems with the way they're doing things.
Yeah.
It's these... and then they just... They touch people for no reason. And it's like, you have no reason to suspect me. And the only reason you're doing this...
people want to do this job. I think it's like a shitty job. Like, you know, it's right up there with
so they'll steal from you. They'll steal from you. Because, like, why wouldn't you? You have this shitty $15 an hour job, And so some people steal hundreds of thousands of dollars of stuff from people, and you have no repercussions. If you complain about it, not the stealing, they'll fire people from stealing.
Right.
But if there was this one woman who she didn't want to put her breast milk through the X-ray, and breast milk is on the list of stuff that doesn't have to go through the X-ray. And so they're like, you got to put it through the X-ray. And she's like, no, I don't. TSA guidelines. Just tried to show it to them. And they're like, no, ma'am, step back. They made her wait there for an hour and a half until she missed her flight.
Why didn't she just put it through?
She doesn't want her baby drinking milk that's put through an X-ray.
Okay. I hear that.
And the TSA you can say, like, why didn't she just put it through? But it's like, I don't have to put it through. Really, the question is, why is some guy who's not allowed to make me put this through making me put this through?
Well, let me ask you this.
And hold on, a cop came over and said, listen, they told me before you came that you've been here before, and they were going to try to fuck with you.
Whoa.
And so the only way they can if they tell me that you're resisting, then I have to arrest you.
Wow.
So I say just go through their hoops. And so they just had to wait there for an hour and a half. People passed by, not knowing what they were there for. And the supervisor came over and said, no, ma'am, you have to put it through there. And she goes, no, what are you talking about? Your guidelines say I don't. They made her go to the bathroom and put it into smaller, like empty out her breast milk into smaller tubs in a public bathroom. And then when they asked for the footage of it, they gave her all but like 30 minutes of the footage. They wouldn't allow her to have all the footage. And it's like, well, who are these people? Why are they in charge of us? They shouldn't be. Like, the police have internal affairs.
Right.
They have, if you do something illegal, you go to jail for it.
That's fucked up.
These people just never even get fired.
Let me ask you this, though.
So none of those people, for intentionally ignoring the guidelines, just to fuck with someone, make them lose their flight, none of them got in any trouble.
Right.
They found out who they were. The only trouble they got in is they had to go through remedial training again, which was for pay.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So they all see their friends steal and feel people up. And if they see a hot girl, they're like, oh, you've been selected for random screening. And it's like, these random people are in charge of us because we're all in a weird place on 9/11.
Yeah.
And it's like, they're there because of our security, because we want security, but they're not giving us security.
Right.
They're not even giving us the thing that they're taking too many of our liberties away for.
Yeah. What if you're in line and ahead of you there's like a bunch of, how do I put this?
Araby-looking people?
Well...
Is that what you're going to say?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, as of now...
How do you think they should... should they have to go through all the motion? Would you be more... Like, would you appreciate it more if they were...
Well, here's what they do in Israel, where they have really tight security. They profile people. If they see somebody looking shifty, they start asking them questions. Here, because it's a government job, they can't do that. So they have to treat everyone the same. So if you see an Araby person looking shifty, it's like, oh, this is going to get me in trouble for profiling. So you're less likely to fuck with that person than you are you. So these people have an us against them mentality. Yeah. The TSA and the them is no longer terrorists. The them is you and me.
Yeah.
The them is regular travelers.
Yeah.
They've never even had a rumor of somebody ever catching a terrorist. So then they're just like, we got to put these people in line. We got to keep them in their place. And it's like, no, your only job is stopping a plane from getting used as a missile.
Right.
And you're not doing that. So they have to do something.
Yeah. No, I hear you, man. It is completely...
Lock the door. Lock the fucking cockpit door.
Lock the door. Have they have police on the planes now too, right?
Yeah, do something. That's not searching everybody for doing nothing.
I want to sit next to one of those guys.
Yeah, me too, and see what they do. They don't do anything. They just sleep the whole time. Nothing happens.
They just miss the whole thing.
Anyway, that's why I fucking hate them. They're just not doing anything. They're just taking away our privileges, our rights, and they're getting worse and worse. There were supposed to be 16,000 people, and now there's 65,000.
Ooh.
They've built an army.
Wow.
And they all just look out for each other.
That is...
Right before the sequester happened, you know the sequester?
No.
Where we can't make a budget. Obama and the Republicans can't decide on a budget.
Right.
So that means the old budget stands and they have to drop all this funding for things because they just don't have the money.
Yeah.
The day before that happened, when they were going to lose funding for research, for schools, they just shut down the White House tour for little kids.
Yeah.
We don't have money for some of this stuff.
Wow.
It's just done. The day before that, the TSA bought $50 million worth of uniforms.
Oh, shit.
And just so you know, for the 65,000 employees, they don't all wear uniforms. Some of them work in the offices.
Oh.
But let's just say each one of them got a uniform. That's $765 a person for uniforms that they ran in the day before because they knew they weren't going to have money for it.
Yeah,
that's the kind of thing. I don't see why they exist. That should just be privatized.
Yeah.
And then if they're shitty customer service people, like they all are, then I'm like, oh, TSA has a shitty customer service people at TSA. I mean, not TSA. I mean, American Airlines has a shitty TSA people. So I'm not going to go there. I'll go to United. Where they treat you with more respect. And that would make American.
Is that true? Is there like better TSAs?
And then no, they don't have that now. They should have that. And then America would go, fuck, we're losing customers because you guys are all shitty customer service people.
Right.
Be pleasant.
Yeah.
Be nice. Disney, everybody's nice. And it's secure there. Anyway.
Do you know what this is?
Well, that's an art school.
That is.
Yeah. And I think this might be connected with it because it's built up really well. The
yeah, but
students